in our applications we have to handle it. So how we can select the values from the drop down? So this you can see if these are all the drop downs, how I can select the values. So to handle the drop down, if you will see, it will having the select tag. So in HTML they are defining the select tag for the drop down. So you can see this is a select, this is select, this is select. So in the Selenium you can use, let's see here example. So the select class is there in our Selenium WebDriver for handling the drop down. So first of all, what you have to do is you have to locate the drop down because you want to perform, you want to select the value in the drop down. So you have to locate the drop down. So once you will be locating it, you have located it, then you have to use the select class. So we are creating the object of my select class and I am passing the drop down locator in that. So I will store in the select object, and after that there are three ways. After that there are three ways that I can select the value. First one I can select based on the index, and index will be starting from 0. Okay, suppose the example is there Java. So Java is there on my 0th index. C sharp is there on my first index. This is on second and this is on third index. So if I'm giving the index as a 2, so in that case it will select the Python for me, not the C sharp. So index starts from 0. And if I want to give based on the value, so the value will be displayed inside your DOM. Okay. Once you will expand this drop down, you will see the one attribute is there, value attribute. So if you want to locate and if you want to select the value in your drop down based on the value attribute, so in that case you have to use the this Javas that you can see in the small alphabetic order. Okay, so in that case you have to use this C sharp and this Python if you want to select based on value. And there is another way, that is the select by visible text. Select by visible text means to say whatever the text you can see in your drop down. I can see the text as a capital in the capital, Java, C sharp, Python and SQL. So this visible text you have to use for that. In the capital you can see Python, SQL. So if you are trying to use the visible text, so let's see one example for the same as well. We will do it practically how we can select. So this is how you can handle the drop downs. Drop down example. We will include the main method. Click on finish. We will use this common method. And we have to use this handle this. So let's use it. Just use the dot slip for 2 seconds. And after that we have to locate the drop down. Suppose I want to work on this Java drop down, I want to select some values. First of all I will locate it. So if you will see this select, it is having the ID as a drop down menu 1, right? So ID is unique here because other one is having the ID as a 2 and 3. And if you see the class name is same for all, so we will not be able to uniquely locate the element or locate the drop down with the help of a class. So we can use the ID here. So let's use this ID. So what we will do, we have to store in web element. So we can use web element drop down equal to driver dot find element by dot id. We can use the id here direct. So in double quotes give the id value. So yeah, right. So we don't want to perform any action here as of now. We just want to locate, import this web element from Selenium. Once you have done that, after that you have to create the select class object. Select, and here you can give some name like drop down value. Any name you can give, not matter. New select. So this select is there in our Selenium. So once we are creating the object for our select class, we have to pass the element inside that. So to pass it, we can use this variable, and this select class, let's import it from the Selenium. Okay, we have done that. Now, if we want to select the value from this drop down, we have to use this variable name, drop down value name. So drop down value dot. Now you can see all the operations it will display you related to the drop down, like deselect, deselect by index, deselect by value, deselect by visible text. In the similar way, it will be showing you for the select as well. Select by index, select by value, and select by visible text. So let's see select by index, and in the index, if I'm giving as a true, so let's see what value it will select for me. Run a Java application. So here we don't have to find out the XPath or locator for the values. We have to locate and we have to find out the XPath for the drop down. So you can see Python has been selected for me here. And if we see the Python is on 0, 1, 2. On the second index is there. So that's why it has selected the Python for me. If I want to select based on some other ways, let's do that as well. So drop down value dot select by value. I'm showing select by value this time, and in this I have to pass the value. So which value you will be showing entering here? You have to enter the value attribute value, not the visible text value. Suppose I want to select a SQL here. Okay, so I will give this SQL. You have to give semicolon in the last. Just save it and run it Java application. So first it will select the second Python, then it will select the SQL based on the value. Java, Python, and then SQL. So you can see SQL has been selected with the help of a select by value. Let's see the third way as well for selecting the drop down value. So in place of select by value, we can use select by visible text. And if we talk about the visible text, whatever we can see in the drop down, the same value we have to enter. So we have to select suppose C sharp. So we can use the C sharp, not the value attribute value here. That is in the small. So C sharp we can use, just save it, and let's see this. So first it will select for index Python, then for value SQL, then it has to select C sharp for visible text. So this is how there are different ways you can handle your drop down in the Selenium. And if you want to deselect, so it is showing you the deselect method as well. Just you have to change the method name deselect, and it will deselect the value for you from the drop down. So this is about the drop down handling here. Any doubt in that, in drop down handling? I have written all the syntax and the ways, so definitely